No girl wanna go out with me. I'm gonna steal her car. Yo, what's up, SNA Assassinators? It's the Super Ninja Austin back here with another video, and I'm gonna be talking about the wrestling news for today. Like, sorry I haven't did one of these in a couple of days. I've been too busy, and also we also had the like what's that other shows to talk about? To talk about on a review video. Like Sunday, I had to do AEW Collision review on that day because I didn't have enough time doing the Money in the Bank review video. But I'm back here making the news video where I'm the wildest wrestling news stories and rumors that you SNA assassinators need to know from the Fightful Select article. Make sure to watch until the very end because these wrestling news are going to be very intriguing. We're going to start off on today's video with some, I would say, some Joe Alonzo news now, like on Billy Corgan, like in the National Wrestling Alliance, saying he's a really weird guy. We have a good relationship. NWA star Joe Alonzo has that's always like Billy Corgan. Joe Alonzo made his NWA debut in 2022, and he went to win the promotion's World Junior Heavyweight Championship on July 1st, 2024, July 1st, 2024, about last Monday, announced that he was leaving the National Wrestling Alliance. Speaking on the Muscle Man Malcolm, speaking on Muscle Man Malcolm, let me rephrase that. Joe Alonzo was asked to discuss his relationship with NWA owner Billy Corgan. He replied, I always liked Billy. He's a little weird, and I told Billy this himself. He's a weird guy, but he's been famous since he was 19 years old. So I get it. As far as I like that, Billy is very blunt, in a very blunt person. So he doesn't sugarcoat anything. Whatever's on his mind, he says that rubs people the wrong way, but it doesn't for me. Sometimes, I think he doesn't know. I don't think he's smart in our world, as much as he thinks he is. I'll say this: sometimes Billy would say things to me. I'm like, oh, I like Billy. Then Billy would say other things. I'm like, I were you dropped on your head? Who's taking bumps here? Like me or you? He told me I can't say who was there for this conversation, but he goes, I I don't know. I think it's working up. Who's gonna earn the next title shot? For Kobe Corino, it's gonna be between you and another wrestler. I say okay. He's like, I haven't decided if it's gonna be you or him yet. I think right now he's killing it. He's better. He's a better heel than you are by far. I look at him. I'm like, are you okay? Like I straight up told him it's cool. I get that's your opinion, but your opinion's wrong. You're wrong. I know that's wild to tell your boss, but I'm sorry, you're wrong. You're crazy if you think that. I think he respected that I was very honest with my opinion, on things. I think the people who were in his ear didn't like that. Like I was honest, like maybe this is most companies like, but at least for the NWA, I think they don't like when people talk back, and I don't think it's telling back. Like if you read the contact, like the contacts say it's a partnership. I'm not your employee. I'm not getting health care. I have no benefits, so I'm not your employee. Like we are a partnership. Like we are doing this together. So if I think something would be better this way, I'm not saying we have to. I'm just throwing a suggestion. Don't get offended that I'm throwing a suggestion out, but I'm throwing a suggestion out there, but it was just weird. Alonso went on to describe how he thought that he and Corgan like would get it. I will say, I will say that I think outside of wrestling, me and Billy would get along great. And Billy has said himself that I reminded him a lot like his younger self, where we're both from Chicago and both very goal driven, like and ambitious, like and very blunt. So sometimes those people mesh well, together, mesh well together, and sometimes they kind of bump heads. So I think if you take a project or take something out of the equation, like if you just have us sit in the same room and chop it up, like and shoot the sugar honey iced tea, I think we'd get along great. But I sent him a message right after I made the announcement and said that I'm a free agent. I just sent a thank you, and he just said wishes me my best on everything, and I wished him the best of the NWA. Like me and Billy are great. The other people not so much, but me and Billy, the boss, we have a great relationship. And what is your thoughts on Joe Alonzo's working relationship with Billy Corgan in the NWA and his time there, and like with him, with that including when they be when they when they're having a conversation in general, and then they discovered each other that they have most things in common. Like they have goals they want to achieve. They are both from Chicago, like and other things yeah, like he said, like they have so much in common. They're very and they have a positive employer and employee relationship. If it's not in wrestling relation, have no kind of sorts of wrestling related stuff. I would say, or not. I would say like a. I don't know about an employee or an employer kind of relationship. I'd say more likely a personal. You have a very positive personal relationship, like with them as like friends rather than working colleagues. I guess you could say. But yeah, what's next for Joe Alonzo? Do you think you'll go to a certain Jacksonville or Nashville or even Stanford based company now that he's a free agent in the wrestling market? Let me know in the comment section right down below. Let's move on to the next slide. Let's talk about or no. Wait, before I get into that, I would say also Joe Alonso recently sent a message to Zillify 2 by saying that his mouth was reckless. And let's move on to the next slide. We got Jordan Grace has an open challenge for TNA Knockouts Women's Title that will open on the July 11th episode of TNA Impact, which is this Thursday, of course. Make sure to watch it now on live on Axe TV or wherever you get your broadcasts from. But anyways, Jordan Grace will be opening the July 11th episode of TNA Impact. With the TNA Wrestling has announced that Jordan Grace's open challenge for the TNA Knockouts World Championship will kick off the July 11th episode of Impact Wrestling, of the Impact Wrestling of TNA Impact Wrestling. As a reminder, anyone from any promotion can answer the challenge. Grace previously defended the Knockouts World Championship already against a NXT wrestler, namely Tatum Paxley, at Against All Odds a month ago, I believe. Yeah, back in June, but it says right here, TNA made the announcement on their social media account, and they sure did right here, but you can see it right here for yourself with TNA posting this. About 2 hours ago, I guess you could say. Oh no, I'll say maybe almost 3 hours ago. But anyways, besides the announcement, the open challenge, we got Charlie Dempsey taking on Zachary Wentz, formerly known as Nash Carter from NXT. Possibly could be building up something here between the Rascals and No Quarter Catch crew. And speaking of that group, it's been announced that Damon Kemp has been his contract, Damon Kemp's contract has been expired, and it seems like that he's not going to be re-signing anytime soon. But yeah, we also got Tasha Steelz against Giselle Shaw, and then we also got the TNA Digital Media Championship on the line against. We got the Digital Media Championship on the line with champion AJ Francis. Come on. Yeah, with AJ Francis defending his championship against Rhino. And it says right here that Speed Mike Bailey will take on Kushida and Jonathan Gresham in a triple threat match. And then we got we got the open challenge with Jordan Grace. That's going to start the show. But we got John Dango Curtis taking on Chris Bay. And we got everything all set. That's been announced from TNA Impact. And what do you think? We talked on the show, and do you think it's going to be a successful show in some capacity? And perhaps we could possibly see a new Knockouts Women's Champion, maybe from a certain particular developmental. This wrestler could possibly be from this certain particular developmental show again, but this time it could be somebody else on the brand. And who you think that might be? Let me know in the comments down below. I'm not sure who it could possibly be, if it is from another promotion, because they have so many names, and plus, I'm not sure if anybody would prove that they're Knockouts material, in a way, at this time at least. But we're gonna find out who's exactly Jordan Grace's challenger is this coming Thursday. But let's move on to the next slide. And Yeah, make sure to watch it on exclusively on Axe TV, like wherever, or if you're in another country, like watching on wherever you get your broadcast from for TNA Wrestling. Next up, we got some Eddie Kingston news. He underwent surgery, like, and then and then undergo surgery. Well, it's and he said, well, it's done. And we got the former AEW Continental Champion Eddie Kingston gives an update on his status. Kingston posted a photo of on Instagram from a hospital bed, with a caption, "Well, it's done." So what up? He said, well, it's done. Resurgence event. Kingston competed against Gabe Kidd in a no ropes last man standing match. He banged the back of his legs on the guardrail after taking a brainbuster off the apron and through a table on the outside. Kingston has been injured and been action ever since then. And then he was even replaced by Darby Allin, in that Anarchy in the Arena match when he was supposed to team with Danielson and TR as the fourth man in the 8-man bout. But when do you think that Eddie Kingston's going to be out of action in wrestling? Do you think it will be for the next 10 to 12 months, or do you think it's going to be sooner? And I will be praying and hoping it will be sooner, and for full and fast and speedy recovery. And this is totally some bad news for the Mad King. Hopefully, that will be the case. It will be much more sooner than much more later. It'll be very totally different. Not seeing him in action in AEW. It's he's one of those guys that we just cannot have an AEW show without him, even though we have been seeing AEW been trying from the last 2 months, I believe, because he got injured back in May. And I was like, what is up with the resurgence pay-per-view of New Japan Pro Wrestling being a cursed one when a wrestler that's competing for the New Japan Strong Championships, they get injured, they have a leg injury most specifically. And let's hope in 2025 that it won't be the third straight year in a row when a wrestler from AEW New Japan gets injured once again, in a match by taking a bump in the ringside area, I believe in the bottom corner side. So yeah, just keep your fingers crossed and hope and pray that it won't repeat itself once again. But let me know down in the comment section right down below and what's your take onto this situation. And it's good to hear from Eddie Kingston. He got the surgery done, but the only thing is he's gonna have to wait for another year. Let's hope it will be much more sooner than that. It won't be like the last wrestler that got a leg injury that lasted for a whole entire year. Well, I mean, it lasted for almost a year, about I believe 10 months. But you get what I'm trying to say here. But yeah, wish all my positivities to the Mad King and hope he won't be out for long. And I hope he makes a speedy recovery and return in the square circle. But before he can even get into the ring, I just hope that he at least gets a full, fast, speedy recovery in the with his health first before he can even go back in the squared circle. And next up, we got some news from last night on Monday Night Raw between Liv Morgan and Dominic Mysterio. And you finally beat your deadbeat dad. Said the current women's world champion, you are the real daddy of the Mysterio family. Liv Morgan says Dominic Mysterio is the real daddy. On the July 8th episode of WWE Monday Night Raw, Dominic Mysterio and current WWE Women's World Champion Liv Morgan defeated the LWO's Rey Mysterio and Zelina Vega. Dominic pinned his father to win the match, and this is the first time he defeated Rey Mysterio. Or his daddy Rey, I should say. But anyways, On July 9th, Liv Morgan took to Twitter/X to note that Dominic had finally scored a win against his, and I quote, deadbeat dad. Like, she wrote that she was happy for Dominic and she was proud of him as well. Morgan ended up the ended or not ended the message by saying that Dominic was the real daddy of the Mysterio family. And she wrote, "You finally beat your deadbeat dad. I'm happy for you, and I'm so proud of you. You are the real daddy of the Mysterio family, Dominic Mysterio." And here's the post right here from the Women's World Champion of an image of a caption where Dominic Mysterio was standing tall in this tag team match. And also, Morgan and Dominic did not have long to did not wait. They didn't have to wait long to celebrate their win on WWE Raw, as they were interrupted by the returning Rhea Ripley, like, who charged to the ring to confront Dominic. Dominic professed like his in a he tried to profess his innocence, like, by borrowing from Bill Clinton, like, in a post like on Instagram, which you can see it right here, which I'm gonna pull it up. But before I get into that, I want to ask you. Like, what is your reactions to this? Like, of Rhea Ripley's now back, and yeah, like I said on my poll, and let's get into this. Like, and what is your thought on Liv Morgan posting this on X, like, about him finally beating his so-called deadbeat dad? Their words, not mine. Like, they would like to call him, which is why they're getting so much hateful boos from the fans. But anyway, but next up we Dominic, channels a big Bill Clinton in attempt to prove to Rhea Ripley that he did not have sexual relations with Liv Morgan. Fellow Americans, like, and wrestling fans across the globe, with Dominic Mysterio has a message for all. Dominic Mysterio has spent the better part of the last 3 months trying to take care of Liv Morgan and in the problems, like, she brings, since Rhea Ripley had to vacate the women's world title, like, after she suffered a shoulder injury. This eventually led to Morgan becoming fake and infactual, infactual, like, infatuated. I'm not factual. In fact, not factual. Infatuated, like, with the young Mysterio, and the two of them, like, being caught in a compromising position, like, for several weeks on WWE Raw. It all came to a head, like, on the July 8th episode of Monday Night Raw, when Dominic Mysterio and Liv Morgan teamed up against Rey Mysterio and Zelina Vega to defeat them, earning Dirty Dominic his first win over his father. Like, this celebration between the two became very stimmy, like, very quickly, until Rhea Ripley returned to start setting things straight between the three of them. After it was very clear that Rhea, like, was furious, like, with her Latino heat, Dom, like, took to Instagram to I took the Instagram to the famous quote, like, from 1998 of Bill Clinton, like, saying he did not have sexual relationship with that woman after his affair with Monica Lewinsky. But Monica Lewinsky came to light during his presidency. And you can see it right here from Dirty Dominic's Instagram account.
I'm going to say I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
And then yeah, that's a perfect mix to this. Like with him being in a position like Bill Clinton was about 16 years. I mean, that's like 26 years ago. Or I'm thinking it's like 2008 rather than 1998. Like exactly 26 years ago, like when he was caught red-handed about his secret affairs with Monica Lewinsky, like with him possibly cheating on his wife Hillary. But anyways, yeah, that's another story for another day. And then, yeah, that makes sense now because, yeah, he was in a kayfabe relationship with Rhea. But ever since when Rhea got on the shelf, all thanks to the woman that's trying to get with Dominic, put her on the shelf. Like she's been trying to convince Dirty Dom to be with her now. Like now that she's women's world champion and then she's trying to tell Dominic that you don't need Rhea, like because you have me now, and what did Rhea ever did for you, like when she was with you, which Dirty Dominic was secretly agrees, but when he's on camera, like he's trying to deny it every other time of the show, like whether if it's in the beginning or in the middle or in the end, like yeah. He's just trying to play it off very well, which he's kind of doing a successful job doing so, by the way. And yeah, his little denial character, like, is still not having us fooled because we all know, like, he's in some kind of cahoots with her, and that's going to probably be revealed to the light in the next couple of weeks, and maybe we could do like a custody of Dominic like 19 years after the original time, like when it was Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio that were fighting for the custody of the young Mysterio. But let's talk about this talk about this right here, like with Bill Clinton, of course, later admitting that he did actually have an affair with Monica. Like, so perhaps this was not the best reference for Dirty Dominic. If he is innocent, of course, yeah, I'll say maybe. Or even if you try to continue to keep it a secret, perhaps, yeah, this wasn't a good comparison to what situation. Because we all know that you have some kind of affair and some kind of communications with the current women's world champion, like Dominic. But yeah, in the meantime, Morgan releases the fact that she's been able to show the world her brutality and cause friction like between Ripley and Mysterio. And do you think that Dirty Dominic's innocent, or this is? Excuse me. Do you think Dirty Dominic's innocent, or do you think he's guilty as charged? And do you think that we're going to find that out by SummerSlam? And do you think that we're going to see Dirty Dominic could perhaps betray Rhea Ripley, or do you think he's going to do some kind of a twist, like he's going to pretend that he admits that he likes Morgan, but only just to turn on her and help Ripley wins the title? And then she was like, now you were nothing, just a title holder, and you just proved that there because you couldn't have beat me one-on-one with the championship. So you had to put me on the shelf in order to beat somebody else for that championship or something like that. We could do some kind of a storyline like that, but for now, I'm going to let you guys speculate what your take on this matter in the comment section right down below. But yeah, I think he's guilty right here, and there's nothing innocent into this matter with Dominic Mysterio in this some kind of an affair that he has with the women's world champion. But But yeah, y'all speculate y'all's opinions in the comment section right down below. If you think Dominic's innocent or guilty. Like I should say it in the short version. Like, do you agree with me, or do you think that that Dominic's actually innocent? We're gonna probably figure that one out by SummerSlam, at the biggest party of the summer. But next up, we got AEW Collision ratings drew 306,000 viewers, and against WWE Money in the Bank, with viewership like in ratings like for AEW on July 6th, 2024, on their Saturday night's Collision show. Like, and according to WrestleNomics, they reported that AEW Collision on July 6th drew 306,000 viewers. This number is down from the 422,000 viewers like the show drew on the June 29th episode. Saturday's episode like scored a 0.08 rating in the 18 to 49 demographic, down from the 0.12 demographic rating last Saturday. Like, AEW Collision aired head to head like against WWE's Money in the Bank, which aired on Peacock. Like, this is the second lowest rating viewership, the lowest viewership number ever for AEW Collision. AEW Collision against WWE Royal Rumble drew in like about 300,000 viewers. And then what we saw on the show was with Jack Perry facing off against former tag partner Marco Stunt in an open challenge match, which it gained like 200,000 views. And then we got Claudio Castagnoli taking on the Beast Mortos in a hard-hitting match, like, which it gained 7,000 viewership. And then we got Riho then makes her debut on Collision against Lady Frost, which she got a 62 viewership, 62,000 viewers like watching. And then we got the MJF segment which gained about. Before then we got a gain of 368 viewership. 368,000 in viewership, let me rephrase that. And then the main event only went down, decreasing at 291,000 views. For the Owen Hart Cup in the semifinals between Hangman Adam Page and Jay White, which that match was a very interesting contest in the entertainment. Which we also saw Hangman Adam Page. Christian Cage came in and cost Jay White a shot of being in the finals against Bryan Danielson this coming Wednesday. But let me know what your take onto this low viewership, like mostly because of the Money in the Bank Premium Live event was on. And do you think it's gonna go back up, like even if it's like only to a few dozen thousand views, like about 20, even if it's 20,000 or 30, 40, or even 50,000 views? Do you think it will go back up, like once it goes to the back where once go back up and start increasing again, like at least in an average way? Let me know in the comment section right down below. But let's move on to the next slide. Let's we got Brandon Cutler files to trademark his name, and it says right here, with Brandon Cutler now trademarks his own ring name, like on July 8th, Brandon Cutler filed to trademark Brandon Cutler, like the entertainment and the nature of the wrestling contest.
Outside. And I
Yeah, I see. And services, namely wrestling exhibits, like and performances by a professional wrestler, like an entertainer, like entertainment services, namely live appearances by a professional wrestler and sports entertainer, entertainment services, namely personal appearances by a professional wrestler and a sports and entertainer. Like entertainment services, namely televised appearances like by a professional wrestler and sports entertainer, providing wrestling news like and information via a global computer, like network, like providing online interviews featuring a professional wrestling and sports entertainment like personality in the field of professional wrestling and sports entertainment for entertainment purposes, which she currently signed to AEW. And what's your reaction of Brandon Cutler trademarking his wrestling name? Do you think it was a good idea so he can go to any wrestling company, even if he, let's say he hypothetically went to WWE, like if his contract expired in All Elite Wrestling, and then WWE gives him an offer, he can be he's more welcome of using the Brandon Cutler name. Like, especially if WWE allows them to, which most likely these days they will, because we saw the likes of Shawn Spears and Ethan Page jump from AEW to WWE on NXT, and they're using their names that they were originally using, like over outside of the Stanford-based company. And even also, yeah, and even Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa, like the Tongans, I should say, even have their have their own trademark names like in WWE before, like when they signed with the Stanford-based promotion at the beginning of April, I believe. Like when, or not April, I'll say maybe even before then, but you get what I'm saying. Like when they left New Japan Pro Wrestling, WWE allowed them to use their names. Maybe it's all thanks to the new era of WWE with the rules. Like if a wrestler like already has their own name and they made it famous in another wrestling establishment, like they're gonna keep that name because they're gonna have a huge fan base that's gonna bring WWE some ratings, like more ratings than they ever had before. Which yeah, but my point is like wherever wrestling company you can sign with, he's gonna be using that said name. Like what if it's at a WWE or TNA, or remain in AEW, like nobody cannot fight him for that trademark because he owns the trademark and he's gonna be hold on. He's gonna he's the property own he owns the property of that name like for many more years to come, or depending on how many years that he trademarked it for, like in a deal, which I won't be surprised if it's like a good 5 years perhaps, but just taking a wild guess that what could possibly could have happened. But I want to give a humongous congratulations to Cutler of doing that. So no wrestling company, including AEW, can try to terminate him with that name. Like can try to stop him from using it. Which I don't think Tony Khan would try to prevent him from using it at another company. Like even if he did not have that trademark, like he could be allowed to use it probably anywhere he went. Yeah, especially these days in wrestling. But let's move on to the next slide. We got some Obafemi news saying is that he's not afraid like of the NXT parking lot. The current North American champion says he will not get taken out in the NXT parking lot. Over the years, the NXT parking lot has built up a reputation as one of the most dangerous places in the wrestling world. It has been the location of various mysterious attacks and other unfortunate incidents, leading some to draw the fair conclusion that it might be best to avoid the voided altogether. But while speaking on the A show on RNC radio, NXT North American Champion Oba Femi was asked whether he was afraid of the NXT parking lot. He answered, "No, you can't. You can try if for any reason I get taken out, it's not in the stupid parking lot. I promise you, it's not." Obafemi recently said that the only person who would conquer him was his own mother, Mama, which he calls her Mama Femi. And then Obafemi I had to say about wanting to face the likes of Gunter and Ilya Dragunov as soon as he hits the main roster. But before we get into any of these news stories about Oba, I want to ask you this: what's your reactions about Obafemi not afraid of the NXT parking lot? And then what your thought? And do you think could be the one that could take this mystery and attacker, or I would say, I don't know what to say, uncurse the parking lot, or I'm not sure if he has that ability to do that, but if it's an attacker, you think you'll take him out and give him the justice, if the attacker tries to attack him, which I don't think he will, because whoever this guy is, even though if he may be a big guy, but I don't think he's bigger than Obafemi. So it's best to avoid the young 26-year-old Nigerian champion. Yeah. I say if he's a champion from Nigeria, he is from Nigeria, but he's a champion in America. Yeah. But let me know in the comments down below. But next up, we got we got some news about Obafemi talking about he don't fear anybody but his own mother. The current champ reveals his weakness. Obafemi has established himself as a dominant force to be reckoned with since he arrived in NXT. He currently reigns supreme as the NXT North American champion. His mom previously sparked some buzz when she revealed that Oba was actually 25 and not 22. Speaking on the show, on the same interview on the A show on RNC radio, Obafemi was asked whether Mama Femi was his biggest fan. He confirmed that was the case before he revealed that Mama Femi was the only one who could conquer I can only conquer him. Without a doubt, 100%. She's my biggest fan. She's definitely the one. Just for the record, the only person who can conquer Obafemi is Mama Femi. He said, "I'm just putting that out there, so all the Dijaks and Ilias and Trick Williams, that would potentially try one day. No, I no, you want to beat Obafemi, you have to call Obafemi's mother." Obafemi will aim to conquer. Obafemi conquered Wes Lee this past Sunday at Heatwave, successfully defending his NXT North American Championship on July 7th. And Fightful will have coverage of NXT as it goes on the air tonight. And what is your thoughts on to Obafemi Oba, the only person that can defeat him is his own mother. And then, yeah, don't give WWE any ideas that and of any creative plans to see if to see like if they can add his mother on in the business of WWE. Like it's already bad enough that they already did that plenty of times before. Like in well, one in particular was actually WWE's. It was WWE on one of those times, while the other one was WCW. But you get what I'm trying to say. But I don't think you should bring in Mama Femi for this in a situation of being the only person to defeat her own son for a championship that no other NXT wrestler can not do. But yeah, don't give WWE ideas because they might think about it and then do something very cringe-worthingly hilarious into this matter. But let's move on to the next news story about Obafemi. We got some more to talk about him right here. We got him having the potential chances to face the likes of Ilya Dragunov and Gunther, like if he ever gets called up. Obafemi has been a big name, like ever since he made his name known in the NXT roster, like in becoming the NXT North American, becoming the breakouts winner in the tournament of 2023. The NXT North American star, like the NXT North American Championship Nigerian star, is in the reign with the title and looking to become the greatest NXT North American champion ever. But fans already clamoring for him to be on WWE Raw or WWE SmackDown. On that exact same interview with the show on RNC Radio, Femi was asked who he'd like to mix it up with on the main roster. He replied, "Gunther, let me let me say Ilya too, because I really wanted to wrestle Ilya before he left NXT. I knew the writing was on the wall, and I was I might not get to wrestle this guy, but Ilya, I like people who do simple things well, and I feel like those two are the embodiment of that. Like I also believe that I fit into that category as well. Like of just doing simple things well, and I would simple things well, I think I would have loved to see what I could have done, who with those guys, he said. Gunther and Ilya Dragunov are both on Monday Night Raw, and Oba Femi's Obafemi successfully defended his North American title against Wesley this past Sunday at Heatwave. And who do you think is going to be his next challenger now that he finished things off and settled things with Wesley, and now Wesley no longer get another opportunity for the North American title. Who could be next for Obafemi's title that he's making relevant? I get making it look relevant, and that he is making relevant as well. Let me know all about that in the comment section right down below. But yeah, we're also going to see Wesley going to announce his future, or not announce, likely address it, on a segment on tonight's NXT. Make sure to stay tuned for then, if you guys are interested of watching it. But let's move. Let's move on to the next slide. Let's talk about the let's talk about some more viewership, like on SmackDown this time. Like it's like with WWE SmackDown, like the July 5th episode, viewership like in demographic ratings stay consistent. And then we got some, more likely fortunate news for WWE as their viewership are just getting higher and higher and maintaining like in the good look with when it comes to programming viewership. But with the information for the 5th July show has been revealed. According to Programming Insider, WWE SmackDown on July 5th scored uh, 200, 2.2 million, or should I say 2 million and 226,000 viewers like watching on Friday. Like this number is the same as the 2 million and 256,000 viewers like the show scored on the June 28th. Friday's episode posted a 0.66 rating in the 18 to 49 demographic, like which is the line with the 0.66 rating like from last Friday. One on one, like with President Joe Biden on ABC, like averaged about 800 800 million. I mean, not 8 million, 578,000 viewers. Like, and that's in a 0.70 in the 18 to 49 demo. And then on the most, and then yes, and Friday Night SmackDown was the top five most viewed, were the viewed videos on YouTube as well, which we got like Cody Rhodes, Soul Sikoa singing message to Cody and Roman Reigns, which came up to 793,000 views. And then we got Drew McIntyre and the rest of the participants in the Money in the Bank of that night. Like then in that segment of them saying that taking shots at each other, and they're going to be they're going to be not North America. I mean the Money in the Bank briefcase. I don't know what that North American thing even came from, but yeah, this is where we got Drew McIntyre started roasting everybody until we got Andrade hitting him from behind because he called him an idiot, and then everybody started brawling. Yeah, that gained up to like 561 viewers. And then we also got DIY capturing the WWE Tag Team Championships against A-Town Down Under, which got up to 354,000 views. We also got Kevin Owens' emotion vow to his mom, like to beat the bloodline like never before. And like which it gained like 256 views. And once again, I wish for a speedy recovery for Kevin Owens' mother, and wish all the positivity for him and her and the rest of the family which includes his brother, his kids, perhaps his nieces and nephews, his father, everybody in the family. Yeah, you get what I'm trying to say, but. And we also got Michin saving Bailey with a Kindle stick on Nia Jax, which gained up to 241 views. Like we're also adding with Bailey successfully defeating what's her name, Piper Niven, despite the outside interferences. But let me know in the comments below what your thoughts on this viewership is. Very similar to the previous week. And do you think that's a good sign that everything's maintaining? Or do you think it could have been more better in the rating side of things? Y'all let me know anything in the comment section right down below. But let's move on to the next slide. Let's talk about the last thing we're going to end today's wrestling news with, which is which is about with Tony Schiavone like saying like I'm really honored like I'm on Big Bill's I'll say rear end I should say I'm very honored to be on Big Bill's ass. Which is it says too much man to T Schiavone written on the backside of the tight that Big Bill will wear. But yeah, Tony, we got some very funny and very amateur, like I would say, well, to put it, like some awkward news, I guess you could say that Tony Schiavone has added a new honor to his remarkable career. Like in recent weeks, Big Bill's has been sporting a new look. Like he has been wearing trunks, like that that wears trunks. I have a quote on the back, like it reads "Too much, man," which is a phrase that legendary commentator Tony Schiavone say when describing the Giant. Like while speaking on the What Happened When podcast, like Tony Schiavone responded to Comrade Thompson, like brought up like how Big Bill was the first person that Tony saw after years of not watching wrestling. And now the broadcaster's name was on Bill's trunks. He He explained, "Isn't that that amazing? Isn't that it amazing? Like that he was the first person that I would see at 18 years of not watching wrestling, and then 8 years later, like also almost I would be on his effing trunks like." That's kind of icon. That's ironic. I mean, that's ironic. Not kind of like very iconic. Let me rephrase that. What he said. Like number two, like Big Bill is one of the great human beings in wrestling and has one of the great stories in wrestling because of him coming back like from alcohol, and he's one of the great guys ever. I'm also I'm so proud.